Okay, you guys, hello, hello. Welcome to the boot camp, talking all about how to build your warm market. So most of you are going to be watching this on the replay, but we have some amazing folks on with us live. Thank you all for being here. So if you are newer to this boot camp series, just know that there are a lot of different things that are loading or will be loading over time, very specific topics. So as your team grows or as you need help with certain areas, go inside United We Thrive and find our team boot camp units, and you'll be able to see all different sorts of topics. If you need a topic and you say, hey, is this going to be covered or is this covered, please reach out to one of the leaders. We definitely want to be able to help you with that. So I am excited about this topic. This topic is something that I actually spent a lot of time really analyzing, because I do think building a warm market is a skill that anyone can learn. I also do believe that it is something that comes really natural to certain people and not so natural to others. But it is a skill that you can learn, right? So it is truly just building your warm market in your everyday life. And you all have things every day that you're doing to build to build this. It's just, are you taking advantage of just those normal day-to-day things? All right. So I am going to give you really 5 very specific things that are going to help you build your warm market. Okay, so this strategy, like I said, it's going to work for everyone, and you never, ever, ever will run out of people to talk to. Now, why is it important, before we jump into this, to build your warm market? Because how many times have people started a direct sales business and they're like, I don't have anyone else to talk to. I've talked to everyone I know. I mean, seriously, like, if you've been in this for like a month, you've probably heard someone say it or you've said it yourself. Okay. It is truly one of the most common things. It is a roadblock that is just not true. All right. It is a skill that you can learn on how to do this. And so I'm going to challenge each of you to begin to apply these things to your everyday life. All right. So number 1, this is going to shock you. Okay. Number 1 is your view on people. Okay. I know we got to get our mind right before we can really go in. Okay. You cannot see people as a sale. Okay. You can't. You cannot see people as your next team member. You need to see them for who they are, for their character. You need to see them for how you can best connect with them, how you can best serve them, how you can best solve their pain points. You will meet people that you instantly connect with, and you want them to be part of your team. You are like, this person and I click, we jive, we go together. Like, I would really want them to be part of it, but you don't see them that way. You're not meeting people to be like, are they the next person I'm going to join my team? Or are they the next person I'm going to sell to? They're going to help me make this goal. No. If that is the attitude that you have towards people, it's not healthy. So stop right there and really truly like see people for who they are, the person that they are, their characteristics. How can you help them? You can't have a relationship with someone if all you see them is a price tag and a sell. Okay, I'm telling you, it doesn't work long term. All right, I promise you. So you really want to start with genuine conversations. All right, so that is really number 1 on building your warm market, is to not see people as a sell. And I know I'll probably say sell really funny because I'm from South Carolina, but some people may think of like a sailboat or a cash sell, but you know what I mean? It's all the same here. So, all right, number 2 is knowing your avatar and knowing your ideal client. Yes, you're going to hear this come up a lot on different trainings, but do you know this person? Who is this person you're serving? This is crucial. And yes, we'll be having training on this. There will be a boot camp topic specifically on this, but do not wait for that boot camp. Go and darn Google how to find this. Okay. But it is the person that you want to serve. All right. And so who is this person? Where are they hanging out? We just talked about Facebook groups. They're hanging out there. You want to max out your friends list with your ideal client. Max out your friends list with your avatar. Max out your friends list with the people that you love to serve, that you love in your community, that you love to be around. Okay, this is on Facebook. Engage with those people on Instagram. That's who you're following. If you don't love fashion, don't follow fashion people. If you're not a mama and you don't want to help mamas, don't follow mamas. If you're not serving men, don't follow men. Okay, so know who that is and get laser focused. And guess what? You get to choose who you serve. You get to choose like who you want to help. So those are the people you want to max out. Those are the people that you want to talk with. So for example, my avatar, she is a female. She wants to live better every single day in her life. I know I told y'all a little bit about her. She doesn't always know how she can, and she doesn't always know how she will, but she knows she wants more. She knows she wants something, but she doesn't necessarily look in the mirror and see it. It may take someone seeing it in her and believing in her before she believes herself. That is who I wake up every day with a fire heart to serve. I know that. That is who I am friends with on Facebook. When I am getting new friends, that's who I am. That's who I'm becoming friends with. No, I'm not talking to them about the Thrive experience. Not yet, but the conversation will eventually lead there. So know where your person is, okay? Know who your person is. And that is who you're going to max out your friends list. Now, wherever you are on your Facebook friends list, okay? I started at 300. I knew them all like pretty darn well. Okay. It was people I regularly communicated with or I was related to. And you guys, now I constantly delete people and constantly add people. So your goal should be to max out your friends list. You get to have 5,000 of them. All right. I promise you, you don't have the time in the day to talk to 5,000 people. All right. But you want to get there. So here's a strategy that works for maxing out your friends list. Look at 100 new friends a month. So at the beginning of the month, let's say you have 397 friends. By the end of this month, you want to have 497 friends. That means you may need to send 200 friend requests. What does that break down? Break that down into 30 days. I can't do math that much, but it's about 6 or so. 6, maybe 7, 6 point something. You need to send 6 friend requests a day. Guess what? Some will and some won't accept. Who cares? All right. These are people that are going to be attracted back to you. They're going to accept your friend request. All right. This is a part of an income producing activity that you should be doing. All right. So maxing out your friends list. Same thing on Instagram. If you're building a business on Instagram, how many followers do you want to follow? Connect with them. All right. So that is strategy 2, is to know who your friends are and to connect with them and to max out your friends list. Okay. It takes time, you guys. I mean, I want to say it probably took me 2 years, and I know that may like freak some of you out, to max out my friends list. But I will tell you, it is something that will serve you forever in your warm market. It truly, truly, truly will, to be able to do that. Because guess what? Your social media, you're talking to your avatar. Guess what? You got 100 new avatars you're friends with this month. And guess what? Next month, you're going to too. You're speaking to them. You don't need to message and DM every single one of them because you're talking to them through your social media. All right, number 3, how to increase your warm market is don't be spammy. We don't want like Spamela Pamela, right? I know we need to come up with a new name for Pamela, but we don't want to be that. Okay. So no cold messaging, no copy and pasting. Yes, there is a time and a place where you're like, okay, I'm inviting to this and I want to say the same thing to these next 15 people. I'm not talking necessarily about that. I'm not talking about like saying happy birthday to people. I'm talking about taking a copy and paste message and sending it to 50 people. Okay. Don't do that. People know it. I get copy and paste message all the time. And the first thing I want to do is really coach the people on really like, I know you just sent this to 82 people because you didn't even say my name. You said, hey girl. Like I say, hey girl, that's like something in my normal language, but I actually do my best to take it out of the message because it sounds icky to other people because so many people say, hey girl. Why can't you say, hey Kelly? It's not that hard. Like, okay, so don't be spammy. All right. And this is why y'all, companies teach this, and you may have been a part of another company that did teach this, and that is okay. Just start doing it different from now on. All right. No one wants that. They want to get to know you, not some person who conducted this amazing sales pitch message. All right. So don't be spammy. It's the exact opposite thing that you want to do to build a warm market. All right. There are certain times that you may want to copy and paste certain things, but don't do it in masses. All right. Plus, you'll go in Facebook jail, and nobody wants to be in jail. So, all right. So, oh, here's the other thing. So, I want you to think about being the person on the other end of your warm market. Okay. Most people, I'm not going to say no one, because I'm sure there is someone that has woken up like this, but the majority of people do not wake up one day and say, oh my gosh, I'd like to open a direct sales business today. I want to start a network marketing business today. Let me go out and find like the best, coolest person that I can start my direct sales business. People don't say that. Okay. They start their business because of you, because of the product or the business that you're sharing. They trust you. They like you. They don't wake up and go and do that. They have it because of something you're saying, some way you've connected with them. They trust you. They like you. They want maybe what you have, not like what you have, but they want the life for themselves. So that is something, that you don't want to do. You don't want to like just constantly spam people. And I want you to think about them. Think about like what goes through their mind when they get your message. Okay. All right. I'm making sure I covered all my notes here for that one. Okay. So also in this topic, like understanding people's pain points. When you are getting to know them and you are messaging them, know who you're talking to. Like if someone comes and talks to me, or someone, let's say I'm not a mom, but they come to talk to me like I am a mom, like I'm offended. Like, did you not take 5 seconds to go and check out my Facebook and see I don't have any kids? Or I'm not posting about my kids, but you're talking to me like I'm a mom, vice versa. Like, yes, you can't uncover everything, but don't make assumptions about people. Like, try to learn what their pain points are, you guys. If you spend 10 to 30 seconds, you will learn a lot about what people post on their social media without ever having a conversation about them. All right, you will. You'll learn about the comments that people are saying underneath. You really can get a lot of pain points just from taking a few extra minutes and getting to know them without even having a conversation. Okay, so number 4 of how to build your warm market is consistency. Show up. Show up to talk to your people. Show up to talk to your connections. Every day when you're on social media, if you have social media times where you're like, I'm not on social media on Sundays, that's cool. I'm talking about the days you're on social media. Do not scroll, build relationships. Be intentional about your time connecting with the people you want to serve. Okay, yes, this takes a little mindset shift. And if you're like, oh, but I love to see my cousins and my aunts and blah, 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 I'm on there for that. That is cool too. Like take your time to do that. Block it off, plan it out, but be intentional about creating that warm market and showing up every single day. Maybe it's Monday through Friday. Maybe you do it on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe you do it every day. I will tell you, you're on social media enough that you can go and you can be intentional about connecting with the people you want to serve. All right. Be present to share your brand. You got to post. You got to talk about not necessarily the company or specific the products, but the you brand. Who is Belinda? Who is Samantha? Who is April? Like, who are you? Yes, you're a thriver. Yes, you have a cloud business from your phone. You're part of an amazing community. Yes, you are. But who are you? Like, what are you vulnerable about? Okay, think about those things. And so inside this consistency, I'm going to just give a little plug that we talked about last weekend at the leadership retreat. Was if you're struggling with who you are as a brand and how to show up consistent on social media, I want you to think of like 4 buckets, 4 pillars of who you are. Okay, brain dump. This is a homework. Like, go and look and think about who you are as a person. All right, outside of being a thriver and building a business online, I want you to think about who you are as a person. And in those buckets are topics you talk about. Now, in one bucket, it could be different things underneath it. Okay. So maybe one of your buckets is a healthy lifestyle, and part of it is you're working out, part of it is maybe you meal prep, and part of it is thrive. Fantastic. You have 3 days worth of posts right there. You don't necessarily have to talk about like thrive. You can talk about the energy and what it means to have energy when you come home from work and be able to play with your kids, or what it means to hang out and be the fun mom on Friday night because you're not worn out and exhausted because thank you, thrive. So I want you to think about that. But to wrap up number 4, it is consistency and showing up every day as who you are as your brand so that your warm market you are building knows you. You want them to come to you. You want them to think and say, I already know Ashley. I know exactly who Ashley is because of what she posts. I know exactly that Nikki has this or does this or Nikki is this because of what she shares. Okay. You want them to know you. And it is okay to share about your products and things, but share it in a way that is relatable to others. All right. The 5th tip for how to build your warm market is to have boundaries with people. Okay. I want you to have boundaries with people. Don't hang around forever. Okay. Friends, y'all, this may make you cry, but we all have friendship cycles. We all have connections that are lifetime connections, and then their short-term connections, their years connections, whatever they are. If the friendship, the relationship is not serving you anymore with where you're going in your life, it is okay to change the boundaries of that friendship, and you should. If you have a friendship that is every time you connect with this friend, you walk away feeling sad or icky or something, don't be friends with them. It is okay. You get to choose that. All right. Because what happens is when you don't create those boundaries in your life, that one negative thing or that one negative person or that one negative ickiness now affects your entire rest of your day, your entire ability to build a warm market. Build your warm market with people that you want, not with others. All right. So I'm not saying you have to be mean. I'm not promoting being mean or being rude or being bullies or anything like that. I'm promoting you protecting your space, your energy, and your goals. Okay. And it's okay to say to friends, I've said this to many friends that I love them. They are important to me in certain aspects of my life. But guess what? We're on 2 different roads. I'm on the road of personal growth and being better each day. They're on the road where they're just hanging out. They love where they are, and that is okay. I love them where they're at. They're not going down this personal growth with me. That overwhelms them. They think I'm weird about it. All of these things. That's okay. I love them, but I have created a boundary there that I am not available to receive the negative energy. I'm not available for them to pull me back because they're not on the same road. I am telling you, this business is the best self-development that you will ever have, right? Like you are learning more about who you are and how to be a better you than I don't even know, probably like a decade worth of therapy. So I am telling you to sow the truth. We are growing constantly and people just don't get it. And that is okay. You can still have them in your life, but create the boundaries around them. All right. I'm going to get off my soapbox because that's one that I have, had a lot. Um, so okay, so what I was saying about moving on is you don't have to be ignored. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna say that April and I have met, and I really connected with April, and I'm like, I want to get to know April. I know I can serve April. Like if we lived in the same town, we would be hanging out. Like we get each other. But April doesn't really necessarily want to get to know me, or she's not like feeling what I'm throwing out. I'm messaging her. I'm not talking to her about Thrive, but I'm just talking to her and trying to get to know her. And she's not giving anything back. Now, I'm not going to just give up on April right away. I'm going to really try to feel like I'm trying to connect with April because April may think I'm trying to sell her something. April may really try to feel like, oh, she's just saying this because she wants me to join her team. Okay. But I really am going to try to get to know April because, again, we go back to number 1. My intention, I don't look at April as a sell. I look at April as like someone I want to connect with. If it ends up down the road that way, great. But I don't look at April that way. All right. You see why number one is so important. And so when you're building those relationships, I'm going to hang out with April, but I do have a threshold of when I'm like, April, I'm going to love you where you're at and I'm going to leave you alone. All right. And I'm not going to reach out to April every week or every other week or every month. I'm going to stay friends with April because April may be very skeptical. She may not trust me. She may think I'm super annoying because I'm way too happy. Okay. It happens. I did that to Amber. I was like, oh dear, like she is crazy. Okay. People don't get it. And that is okay. They just don't know. So have a threshold there. Like, don't love on people forever. You don't have to leave them if they're in your heart and you really want to serve them, but you also don't have to continuously like be in their inbox all the time. You guys, I wish I said like 5 messages and stop. There's no rhyme or reason. Do what feels good for you. Okay. But if you're being consistent with someone, like I'll give you an example. There is one person I specifically can think of that, I message. I know we've had conversations in the past, but I have messaged her 5 times. Nothing about product, nothing about business, about something she's posted, trying to start up a conversation. You guys, she doesn't trust me. She doesn't like me. There's something there. There's some sort of roadblock because she checks my messages right away. That's okay. You guys, I'm going to back off. I don't want to come on too strong to her. She doesn't want to hang out. You know what? I don't know what's going on in her life. Maybe she has stuff going on in her life. But I am going to stay connected with her. I'm going to stay commenting on her posts. I'm going to let her know like, hey, I'm here. Because you just never know what's going on in people's lives. All right. But you also can create boundaries that you do not have to allow to be ignored. So one of the ways that I will do that, once your friends list is maxed out, okay, once you get to that point where your friends list is maxed out, and you're trying to make room for new friends, I just keep a list of people that I don't want to be connected with anymore because clearly they do not see the value in me as a human. All right. And that's okay. Like, don't get your feelings hurt over it. Okay. We're not attaching emotions here. I just keep a list of their names. And when I need to unfriend people, I go there. And I'm like, okay, this is also somebody who hasn't posted on Facebook in 9 months. Clearly they're not on Facebook. Okay. So I will just keep a list and I will go and I will unfriend them. The way that I look at this, creating boundaries, is not everybody is your person. Not everybody wants what you are, what you're about. You guys, you are bettering yourself, or you would not be on this training listening to this. Okay. You're trying to better yourself. And sometimes that's super annoying to people because they're not there. All right. They are a little bit jealous over your motivation, or maybe they can't be there mentally and emotionally. All right. And sometimes people never get there, and that's okay. But you do get to choose who you interact with. So I want you just to know that it is okay to create boundaries around you and who you're hanging out with. All right. But also do not attach the emotion to that relationship. If there's like a rejection thing there, like you just have to cut that cord. Okay. Because they're not rejecting you. It's not you. Okay. They have something that they're rejecting, and it doesn't have to do with you specifically. Okay. So those are the 5 best tips that I have for creating a warm market. You guys, I promise you, if this is something that you do, you make this part of your strategy, and really truly build, and you are putting out quality content, talking to your specific avatar, people will come to your inbox. They will come to you. You do not have to necessarily go out and message everyone. Now, is it going to happen overnight? No. But this is something that you can look at summer of next year. You can look at in 6 months from now when you have 600 new avatar friends and you're talking to them through your social media content. Guess what? You're speaking to 600 people you want to serve. They're going to talk to you. All right. Be confident in the process. All right. So I am going to go look at the questions. When you're restarting your warm market, how do you go about it when you have been with other companies before? Like, you don't want people to just think you're starting a new company again and again. Great question, Megan. This happens a lot. I'm so glad that you brought this up. So this is a question that I do feel like a lot of people will have. And so what I would do is I would not talk to the people, your friends. I would not talk to your warm market, your friends list, your social media posts as like, again, a sell. or a team member. Okay. I would talk to them and describe and story tell about what you're experiencing. So if you know who you want to serve, like if you know that avatar, or maybe you're trying to develop that and figure that out, then I would specifically talk to them. So instead of saying like I have energy because of the Thrive experience, I may share what that energy feels like at 6 o'clock in my home. Because before at 6 o'clock in my home, I was rushing around trying to throw dinner together, a little cranky because I'd been up all day, like, working, doing things for other people. And now I'm here with my most precious things in my life, my family, and I'm short with them because I'm tired. I'm worn out. Okay. I may talk about the energy on a Saturday afternoon because on Saturday afternoons in my house, we used to have family movie day. The kids watched the movie and mommy and daddy slept. We took a nap because we were worn out. We were exhausted. Guess what? Saturday afternoons in my house look like now. They're so different. That is something that I would share. I would talk about, and I would over serve the content. Okay. And then when you're talking to people, when you're developing things, don't initially, if you're coming from another company or you've maybe been with a lot of companies, don't talk to them about the company. Don't talk to them about the product because that's what they're expecting you to do. Build a relationship with them. Check in with them. If it's somebody you went to high school with, you worked with, your old neighbors, somebody you don't know, like you haven't talked to in a while, or you don't know them, then talk to them about life. Talk to them about what's going on. They think you're going to talk to them about your business or your product, but don't. Okay, just don't. Don't do it. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Don't go down the trap. You talk about all of that on your social media post, but not in the inbox. Does that help, Megan? Okay. When you send a friend request, do you send a message immediately after, or do you wait them to respond? Okay. I do, you guys. I'm so glad you asked this, Ashley. So I do. Sometimes people will send me a friend request and I accept and I message them and they're like, oh my God, you're so fast. I was about to send you a message. Okay. You guys, I'm telling you, please do that. Please always say hello to your friend request. If you're sending and they accept, yes, I know you're not like on social media. They may accept your friend request at 8 tonight and you don't see it till like 9 a.m. tomorrow. But when you go, like scroll through and look, oh, a new friend, go over there and say hello. I want you to think about like the party situation. You're walking into a room. Let's say we're all walking into this room together and like, I don't know Tony. I've never met Tony before, but Tony, Nikki introduces Tony and I. Tony and I shake hands. That's like us friend requesting. We're accepting friends. And then we don't say anything. It's sort of awkward if you think about it that way, right? Like we just wouldn't sit there and stare at each other. So when someone sends you a friend request or they accept yours, pop in there. And all I really honestly say is if it's from like a group or if it's from something where I have met them, I will say, oh my gosh, it's so great to connect with you in the Rachel Hollis group. Oh my goodness, it's so great to connect with you that we both, we met at the Moms Club networking event. Or it's so great to connect with you. I saw you just moved to my town. Like, again, well, part of the reason I'm doing that is so they know where we connected, but also so I know where we connected when we talk down the road. Okay, it gives you that immediate connection. But then I say, people send me a friend request. I usually will say, thanks so much for the friend request, because then it triggers me to know that they sent it to me. Okay, I didn't send to them, they sent to me. So I'll say, thanks for the friend request. I so look forward to connecting with you. Tell me a little bit more about you. Okay, or if I can see they're in direct sales or something, I will say, tell me a little bit more about what you do. Like I usually always ask a question for them to respond back to me. But I do really believe that you should do that because it starts an initial conversation and it may not lead anywhere right there, but it does start that initial conversation. So don't do anything until they accept the friend request. Well, okay. So Tony, if I am sending them a friend request from like a group situation, then yes, I do DM them. But if this is just like someone that I see like on my, how on Facebook you have suggested friends. And if I will click on those suggested friends and I'm like, oh, this is someone that I'd really like to hang out with. I really like to get to know this person, and I send them a friend request, then I don't do anything until they accept it. But if I've connected with them for some reason, like in a group from something they posted, then I do send them something in their DMs. What other questions do you guys have about a warm market? Was this helpful? Awesome. Okay. All right, you guys. All right, let me make sure I got, Veretta, that's great. Veretta just said when she moved over to this company, she basically messaged her upline and said she appreciated her, but she was moving on to something that was serving her. So it is good, you guys. You never know when you're going to cross over. Okay. Oh, yes. Great, Andrea. Thank you for saying that. Andrea just said, make sure your profile picture is of you. That is so true. Like just your Facebook and your Instagram profile picture. I think they're great to have the same so people recognize you. But yeah, make sure it's you. It's, really you as a person, not necessarily like you and your family. You can have your family like at the top or, something along those lines. It just depends on how you're using your Facebook. I personally don't put my family on mine because that stuff is not private. And anytime most of the time I'm posting a recent picture of my kids, I'll put it on just my family, just private, just my friends. So yes, your IG handle should be your name. Yes. Perfect. All right, you guys. Well, I hope building a warm market was helpful for you. Just continue to get connected, to continue to serve the same person, your ideal client, over and over, and stay connected with them. And we'll see you. We'll see you on another bootcamp training. Y'all have a great rest of your day.